The views expressed on this special broadcast of the Take 12 radio show do not necessarily reflect those of KHLT Recovery Broadcasting or its affiliates. KHLT is not affiliated with any particular 12-step fellowship.
Well, greetings, family. It's the Monty'man with a short Monty'man's Meditorial. This one is entitled 3 Types of 12-Step Community Members. Well, the first type of 12-step community member is the spectator. A spectator walks into the rooms, chewed up and spit out. They've experienced some sort of painful experience or thought process that has triggered a desire to change their circumstances. If they could just get a glimpse of what once was, all would be well. If only their life struggles would turn around and benefit them, they would be a better person. After all, isn't it everyone else's fault that they made the choices they did? Well, then in a fleeting moment of clarity, they admit that they are powerless and concede that their troubles are of their own making. They attend meeting after meeting, believing that if they would just listen to what is being shared day in and day out, they would be just fine. They may have even been told that meeting makers make it, and meeting attendance is what will keep them sober. Though their intentions are good, well, they seldom move forward in their lives, and at best experience short terms of sobriety, always followed by relapse. These are the spectators of the 12-step community who continue to make resolutions but never a firm commitment to the process set before them. They come in and out, and if they don't physically die, they rot from within. Well, the second type of 12-step community member is the participator. The participator walks into the rooms. They're chewed up and spit out as well. They have experienced some sort of painful event or thought process that has triggered a desire to change their circumstances. They are energetic and ready to give all they can for the cause of service. After all, they have been told that if they would simply step up to the plate and put everyone else before themselves, all would be well. They may have even been told that service work will keep them sober. These are the participators of the 12-step community. They volunteer for everything and have been instructed never to decline an opportunity to be of service. Though they claim to believe in the literature and instructions within the fellowship's program, few of these overzealous folks ever truly do more than talk about short paragraphs within the pages of the book they have never really read, let alone studied. Though their intentions are good, they seldom move from head knowledge to heart application. Then the day comes when they are so burned out on service work that they default to relapse. They may return to the rooms only to repeat the same behavior. If they don't physically die, they too rot from within. And then there's the third type of 12-step community member, the convinced. The convinced walk into the rooms, chewed up, spit out, much like the other two. They have experienced some sort of painful event or thought process that has triggered a desire to change the way they think. They have the desperation that only a drowning person can have. They are willing to take instruction, and when given clear direction, they follow it. They do not hesitate. They meet with a sponsor or spiritual advisor, perhaps several times a week. They study the literature and follow the program set forth in its pages as if their very life depends upon it. Because, well, it does. If they should experience a relapse, they immediately continue the recovery process and don't waste time making excuses. They own their mistakes and continue to grow on a daily basis. They are firmly grounded in the basic text of their fellowship. They grow from being meeting and service dependent to being fully dependent upon their Creator. They have recognized that the steps they took to reach a state of recovered were but tools that showed their need for a power that could do for them what no human power could ever do. They are restored to sanity, and as a result, their obsession to use mind-altering substances or vices of any kind is completely lifted. They have recovered from a seemingly hopeless state of mind and body. Because their intentions are to pass on the gift that was given to them, they continue to attend meetings, work with others, and keep close vigil on their own humanism. They do not do these things in order to stay sober. They work with others because they comprehend the truth that they are to be about the business of being of maximum service to God and their fellows. They continue to grow in their understanding of God as they enjoy the freedom that only He can grant. They have experienced a new freedom and a new way of living and thinking. These are the convinced of the 12-step community. They are convinced that any life run on self-knowledge and not on a full and complete dependence upon God will never experience true freedom. The convinced have been restored to much more than sobriety. They have been restored to sanity. Well, take an honest inventory, my friends. Which one of these are you? The spectator, the participator, or the convinced? Until next time, this is the Monty'man, and I am wishing God's perfect serenity for you.
This has been a broadcast of KHLT Recovery Broadcasting.
I'm calling a sponsor.